Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be changing the rear diff fluid, the transfer case fluid, and the front diff fluid on my 2020 Tundra. It's an easy job, so stay tuned. Alright, so on to the stuff that we'll be using. I'm using this SuperTech 75W90 synthetic for the gearboxes, or the diffs I mean. And then for the transfer case, I'll be using the specified 75W. If any of you are interested in this stuff, I'll put the links in the description below so you can get it for yourself. And here are the tools you need. Get a nice long socket wrench with a 24mm socket. And this is for the transfer case right here. I'll show you how it's used in a bit. And your washers for the diffs. I'll add the part numbers in the description below. And this is some sealant I'm going to use for the transfer case bolts. And then I'm going to be lifting the front of the vehicle, so you might want to have a nice jack handy. It's covered by my son's bike right here. And a jack stand. It makes servicing the front diff a little easier. Okay, this is pretty straightforward. This is your fill plug, and that is your drain plug at the bottom. Any experienced DIYer will tell you remove your fill plug first before your drain plug. So let's go ahead and do that with a 24mm. There we go, now it's loose. There's the fill plug. Be sure to wipe this off. This is a drain plug. Has a couple metal shavings on it. It's a magnetic drain plug. Then just replace the washer. Remember, make sure to replace the washers. The torque spec is 36 foot-pounds. Okay, so now we're gonna fill this diff up I want to start with 3 quarts, and then if it starts dripping out of this hole right here, that's when I know when to stop. Now we're gonna pump oil into it. Okay, so there's the fill plug right there, and there's the drain plug. But first we're going to remove that cover or that skid plate to make things easier. Alright, see this here? Now you want to clean up the threads and put on some new white Permatex stuff on it. Make sure you want to do it to both plugs. And they appear to be the same size. So, drain or fill, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're going to use this sealant after cleaning this off right here. You want to use as little as possible, but enough to seal the threads to prevent leaks. Alright, you want it looking like this. Alright, this is why taking off the front wheel is so crucial for the front differential. The bolt is right behind the CV shaft, and it's a tight spot. And I was able to get it off because I feel like I have the right tools, but sometimes you do have to get creative. And yes, you need a 10mm Allen bit, and I used a 1/2-inch breaker bar to get it off. And it's the same bit, there we go, it's the same bit for the drain plug. And before I forget, the torque spec is 29 foot-pounds for both these bolts. And there's the drain plug. It's right above the skid plate on the diff, so be careful. Here's the drain and the fill plug for your reference, and that is how much material I took off the magnet from this drain plug. So both of these are going to be torqued back to 29 foot-pounds. Just wanted to get them cleaned up with new washers. And again, this bolt is in a tight spot, so you got to get creative. Can't really get it to focus, but I managed to get a U-joint in there, so I have space to turn the wrench, and I was able to torque to spec. 29 foot-pounds. So after everything's been filled up with new oil, you want to button everything up, make sure everything's torqued back to spec, especially your wheel. Then give it a drive around, and if you did it correctly, everything should be all good. It should feel like a brand new truck, and four-wheel drive should work just fine. Thanks for watching.